So somebody hit me up on Facebook. Rex Farmer recommended I started broadcasting some of my gameplay, and he was kind of interested in kind of the way I did wood. So I was up on this property cutting wood, so I thought I would get on here and try it. This is my second time broadcasting. The first time was set on private, so it didn't even get put out there, but this is my second time, so I thought I'd give it a try. Right now I'm trying to look on my phone, see if I can find this at all. I'm just gonna go with it. I don't know what I'm doing as far as the broadcasting part, but so I guess we did this little challenge. There's somebody, this Jeffro 440 is doing a challenge. You got to start out with $100,000 and Mercury Farms, and you can't get loans, you can't lease equipment, you can't. It's got all these little things going on there. So just kind of get you up to date with what I'm doing here. You don't have to do it on seasons. I did it on seasons, just for more of a challenge part to me. So I ended up buying this G1 property here for $42,000, and then I bought a let's go to my garage here, and I bought this tractor for like $26,000. This trailer, you guys, this is, oh shit, I almost sold it. This trailer is a must-have. I mean, it's just probably the #1 trailer in the game. I'll get back into it just a second. Like I said, we can't get any loans. We're only starting out with $100,000 cash. So, like I said, $26,000 tractor. I think I got 11 grand in that. This plow was $300. I needed this to pull my wood out, which is a little different. I bet you there's 95% of the people that do wood don't use these claws. I really enjoy it. Of course, I need a front fork and a few other wood items, but that's literally all I have. Now, I do want to get into this trailer. So you can go to the trailers, or you can type in 82. It came, that really beefed up pickup you can get for 36 grand. It is part of that package. But this thing, so this one's the 5th wheel. It's meant for that truck, and you can change it any color. We can, you guys don't want to watch me paint trailers, but just for an idea, you can do rims, colored rims and stuff. But right here, you can change it to bumper pull. I don't understand again because it says it's $8,000 trailer, but it adds $1,000 just for the hitch. So technically it's a $9,000 trailer. So I put it on bumper pull. Although they do have a mod out where you can put on your 3-point a ball attachment so you can hook up this trailer to it. But this thing right here is 26,000 liters for this right here. And then, let's see, it's been a while. Wait, go up. Extensions right there. That makes it a 30,000 liter trailer. So you're looking at 30,000 liters for $12,000. I mean, it's just a killer deal. Now it gets better. Check this out. Extension and ramps. So I can do it on my, I'll show you on my trailer in the game or whatever, but the whole back end opens up. It's got ramps, and you can fit skid steers and pallets and et cetera, into the bed of this thing. And then also, I mean, it's a one-use trailer. So now if you're trying to carry something wide, if you got wide tires or dualies on your tractors or whatever, it's not going to fit in here. But a skid steer and pallets, if you need to do some transportation contracts, it will fit nice into this trailer. And like I said, 30,000 liter. My favorite trailer that I always got, and it was expensive, they've changed the wheels on it. This was part of the update, is this Durus 2000. 34,000, it's an expensive trailer. It's 28,000 liters. It's only 20,000 there, but this was the only trailer I could do wood with and hand load logs at the beginning. So I would splurge a little bit and buy this 34,000 trailer, and then I could actually, my little farm character can throw the hand logs up into the bed of the trailer, and this is the only one I could find that you could do that with. And then I would go to either my jack or to the shop, and whenever I went to harvest, then right here in the beginning, 28,000 liter is very respectful, and I could use it. And plus my potato harvester would fit, a lot of them, they're not really tall, so they could fit over the edge of it. So that's kind of, so what I just did, back to the game, is I just now, right before I started this, I bought this one right here for $76,000. So I had $100,000, and I cleaned off the woods. This property, you'll have to look at it. So I cleaned off all the trees off of this hillside. Wasn't a whole lot, but I wanted to make a field. Let me get over here. So I cleaned off all the trees off this hillside, and then I created this field on the hill. And yeah, my tractor goes up it, but as long as you keep your equipment small and a higher horse tractor or whatever, you're all right with it. And then there were trees, this big long strip, you can kind of see where I'm at. This long strip right here, it was just, I don't know, marshlands or whatever. There was a few trees on it, maybe a dozen trees, some fence posts and stuff like that. So what I did on it is I cleaned off all the trees or whatever, and then I created, that's a nice size field. I mean, that is just an extremely nice field. And if you bought like field 32, which is a decent sized field, you're looking at $82,000. I paid $42,892, and let me see how I can see if I can switch this over to where you can see my. There it is, right there. But I spent $42,000, and I got these two fields, which is a pretty good deal. My little field's a lot bigger. Oh, that one's part of it. But anyway, I didn't even know that field up there existed. That one right there. Got some weeds in it. Looks like I got some weeds going down the line here. But pretty cool. So right now I'm trying to get an excavator so I can crank out a little bit more woods. Let's just jump up to the tractor. So, I mean, this field's just packed full of woods. I mean, this is just a killer deal for this. I mean, there's $1.5 million in woods at least on this, which is going to give me a nice head start on this challenge before I can start buying and planting anything. So what I basically do, and I guess I could do one for an example. I mean, if you want, you can look up Farm Simulator, cutting wood and all that kind of stuff, and everybody's going to have their own way of doing wood. There's no wrong or right way to do it. You just, whatever you feel comfortable with. Now this looks like it would be a long, tedious process, but when you're doing wood by hand, it's not, and you get used to it, it's not that bad, and it's by far the most profitable way to do it. So what I do is I'll cut down 6, 8, 10 trees, whatever you want to do. Let's see here. So I'll cut down 6 or 8 or 10 trees, and then I just come out and line them up. Now I was talking about that grappler. They have a Black Sheep Modding came out with a Massey Ferguson grappler, which I like really well. Where is it's in Forestry Equipment, I think, right here. I love this thing. I buy this. I love this thing to death. But it's 70 grand. When you're starting with 100,000, it's not a route to go. Now, when you start getting into where you can get, your force harvesters, I don't get any of these. The one I highly recommend is go to miscellaneous, and I get this one right here. I mean, $90,000, and I think it's $10,000 for the head for the front of it. I can crank out 35,000 in trees an hour. And I don't use no auto. I hand load everything and stuff, so that's pretty respectful. But that's what I'm saving up to buy next. So I'm at 76,000. So time I get done with this load of logs and I take it in, I should get about 35 grand. And then I should be up there where I can go ahead and buy this in the head, and then come back and start cranking out some real trees and not have to do this longer process with the head thing. So anyway, back to my grappler. So Got a little grappler on the back of it. I need to turn my display on. Help window. So I just don't know which mode I'm on. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And there. So really nice to get everything, instead of having all your trees where they fall, going out there, cutting them up in 6-meter sections and then having to travel and haul your trailer around through the forest or whatever. It's always good. And I mean, you simply go up to the thing, push L1 circle, it drops, L1 R1, and right toggle switch, point to the left, and then push circle again to raise it up. And it's glitching out on me. There we go. And then you just kind of drag it over here in line with all the other trees. Now I've already been working these trees. I'm just doing this because I just started and wanted to kind of show you the process. And I'm going a little bit slower than I usually do. Then you just L1 R1 right, and you got to drop down. So you get all your trees in a line here, and there's a couple reasons why it works. It's a lot quicker cutting them. And number two, when you load them, you can load all the big ones first, and then the medium ones, and then the small ones on top, and it makes a lot better load. So what this is a tree top, one of the tops out of the tree, and I measured it, and it's 6 meters long. We do the 6 meter long because the sawmill pays maximum value for a 6 meter log. So I don't know if these numbers are right, but let's say you take a 12 meter log in, the whole 12 meter log, and you look at and you cash it in, and the sawmill gives you $3,000. Let's just make up numbers. Well, then if you take a 6 meter log in there, drop it off at the sawmill, it'll give you $2,200. Let's pretend. So you look at it and like, man, I'm getting $3,000 for a 12 meter log, and you're only getting $2,300 for a 6 meter log. So you naturally just think the 12 meter log is worth more. But that 12 meter log you can cut in half, and you sell them 2 halves for $2,300, which would be $4,600. You're making $1,600 more for the 2 6 meter logs than you are the 12. And you do that, you take that number over an entire forest like that, that's a huge number. Huge number. Yeah, it takes a little bit longer, but your time's getting paid for by taking long. So let's go back to this tree we just cut. I got my little 6 meter log here. Here's the one I cut. I always grab it by the end so I can go line it up. And it seems like a long process. It's not, because you're only making 3 cuts per tree. So there's 6 meters. Jump down here. And slide down. And me doing this YouTube, it kind of I just cut that. Somebody just wrote on this. But I'm reading. I'm not, like I said, this is my second stream, so I don't even know if people, it looks like one guy's watching, so I don't know if he's still there or not, but it'll work. So there we go. So I did my 3 cuts. There's my 6 meters. So I got my little 6 meter logs, and I've been working my way. I think I got 2 trees left down here in the bottom. See, that one's done. I might have 3 trees left. We'll go down here. And as I get more comfortable streaming, I'm hoping to get a little bit better at it, so I hope I'm not boring you guys. I do have a stream that I did 2 months ago, my first one that I just made private because I'm not very good with the YouTube technology or anything. Be sure to watch that. I know it's 2 hours long, but it talks about edging the fields, which is something, you know, I take great pride in what I do on the game. I take my time. I don't do any money cheats. I don't do any buy stations or sell station. I try to play the game as is intended to be played. So you're not going to see me combining weed at 26 mile per hour, or putting TMR buy stations right next to my cow bin. I make all my own TMR. Just like I said, I play the game like it's supposed to. Don't use no auto load, nothing auto load. Everything's manually done. I go to the store and buy every pallet of fertilizer and haul it back. I mean, it's not for everybody. That's just the kind of the way I do things, and I enjoy it. So let's see here. I got all kinds of pretty neat equipment. I mean, I've gone through all the equipment and got things I do like and things I don't like, and some stuff so I've just got rid of altogether because you only hold so many mods in here. I'll give you an example. This tractor, I've used this tractor a ton. Matter of fact, I've probably used it too. I've used it so much I quit using it because I get tired of it. So the end game, this is the Fiat. I always liked it, even in Farm Simulator 17. I love this Fiat because I just like old school stuff, and the engine sound on it is just amazing. I just like the older stuff. So you're going to see me utilizing and buying a lot of older equipment. But this tractor here, it was a mod. It comes with these two tractors, and it's basically the same tractor that we just looked at the beginning, but these got orange fenders instead of white. But the one I have is the two-wheel, right? Like I said, I only started with 100,000. I like two-wheel drive tractors, what I grew up using. But anyway, so I bought this one, 26,500, and it works. But what's nice about this, it's 110 horse, okay? Oh, that ain't no big deal. But come down here and you put a bigger motor in it or tune it or whatever for $7,500 more. For $34,000, you get a 185 horse tractor. Now, I've not upgraded mine yet in the game because I'm just being stingy. $7,500 is a lot of money when you're starting out with 100 grand. But 185,000 or 185 horses is a good deal on a tractor. The only downfall, you can't put no front attachments, but I never use the front attachments ever. So it works out for me. And then, of course, another thing that's big, you can add the front loader attachment. And this is a big must. This is a must on every tractor. I've not done it on mine because of money, but chrome exhaust, a chrome straight pipe. I mean, what more do you want out of a tractor? That's just awesome. I just really look at the way the front wheels are cocked. I used to have an '88 Ford that did the same thing. I don't know. I just really like this tractor. It's a nice tractor. I do highly recommend. I'm using a Michelin's this time, but the wheel weights. Oh, wait! I got a secret for you. You guys will like this. Okay? I hope you're sitting down because this is huge. Look at that. Yes, you can do. Now this is a little unrealistic to me, so I don't use them. But some of you guys, if you're into this kind of, I mean, that's the cheapest way to spend 10 grand, and you got crawler tracks. I mean, that's pretty sick. So I forgot to show you guys. I think I don't use the 4-wheel drive one that often, but I did on my last map. And I think, wait, I gotta go up this one. You'll like this. This is great. Oh, damn, it's got that big, dude. You can put monster truck tires on that. That's what I was looking for. 47,500. Put the beefed up motor in it. 54 grand, almost 55,000, and you're gonna have a crawler tractor. That's pretty sweet. But you can put monster truck tires on it. Let's see where. See, you guys are distracting me. I'm trying to cut some wood here. Let's see. I think I do there. So you can reverse the front tread. Then you got the weights. Then you got the wide tires. Then you got some wider tires. Then you got extra wide tires. Dewey's. Then you got your little skinnies. So yeah, neat options for the money. I mean, just a really good deal. I've ran these a bunch too. I just like these old junk tractors. They sound good too. Okay, back to cutting wood. Sorry, I got distracted. So we're on our last log here, and we'll start loading this things. Yeah, I got all kinds of little neat tricks and different pieces of equipment that do different things. I can't wait to show you this trailer in action. I got some really nice equipment that you can get pretty cheap and utilize. So I got my most important thing is when you're done cutting wood is find a place to hide your measuring stick, because you will lose it. I'm going to put it right. I always like to put it T against a tree, because you'll end up loading it and selling it, and then you'll come back and you're like, where's my measuring stick? Another thing, I don't want to waste my time. I started a pile over here. I don't know where it is. Maybe it's off the tree. Oh, here it is. So I started a pile over here. I don't want to waste my time trying to load these little ones with a front loader. So I just grab them and throw them to the side, and then as you'll see, I'll come around and I'll put them on top later. I'll just throw them on top of the pile before I leave to go to the wood, or take the wood in. Also, it's a nice way you can kind of keep track of how many trees you cut. We got a lot of trees. There's no way I can make all these fit in one trailer. I'll try. I got a real bad reputation of overloading trailers. And this will be my first time loading up on top of this hill. Did I forget the damn tree? I was stuck on that stump. This is the first time me going to be driving down the hill with a load of wood to take to sell. Looks like it's going to quit raining though. That's good. I hate firing up my first broadcast, and who's going to watch me when I'm playing in the rain? Let's see here. Man, that's a lot of damn trees. Okay, I think we got them all. Nope, there's one right here. Okay, now I can show off that trailer. You kind of got an idea what the grappler does. That was $3,500, which wasn't bad. I really like the skid steer stump grinder and the skid steer front claws. It just seems like they work better for me. There's that black adapter. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Right there, the black adapter on the end. That's a CC adapter. You can find that in front loader tools. You go in there until you find an adapter, and what it does is allows you to put skid steer components on the front loader. So that was pretty cool. Now get rid of dump that thing. Now here's this tractor, or this trailer I was telling you about, and yeah, I already got one tree started in there. So, but that's a heck of a deal. See how it opens up. But what's nice is when you're cutting down, I call them maples, or is one of these trees here, you don't want to go in every single limb on this thing and want to hand load it, or don't want to sit there and try to load it with your front loader. And then I told you before I was using that FarmTech trailer because it was actually short enough I could come over here and jump over the side and drop them hand loaded limbs in there. Well, this one makes it real nice. It's like roll out the red carpet because you can just walk right in and set your limbs in there. So the reason that tree's in there, it glitched out with them. My back claws grabbed onto something on the ground and just stuck in there. I thought I was going to have to reset it, but I was able to pull away. So, but it screwed that tree up, so I just went ahead and cut it in 6-meter sections and loaded it up just to get it out of the way. Okay, here we go. Watch this. Kind of magical, but it works. Like I said, you can't beat that for 10 grand. There's not a better trailer in the game. A lot of that 82 stuff is pretty well put together. Now, what we're going to do is we need to find a place to park our trailer to load it. Your logs, you see how there's a gap in the front of the logs between the front of the trailer and the front of the logs, that gap? If you park on a hill like the one I'm on, and it's not that big of a hill, but over a period of time, they'll just keep sliding back, sliding back, sliding back. So what I like to do is, if I'm ever on if there's any kind of incline or anything around, is I'll point my trailer where it's pointed down. See, so I won't have any issues with them logs sliding back toward the back door. And I know I can put longer logs in there. You can say, well, you know, them logs are 2 feet too short. You know, you can fit another 2 meters on the end of them or whatever. Remember, the sawmill's they're going to give you a maximum amount for a 6-meter log. So that's why they're going to come up a little bit short in that trailer. Don't let that try to make you feel like you need to cut a little bit longer of a log just to make the length of the trailer. We care how much we get paid for them logs. So these logs, all the fattest part is to the left, and then it gets to the smaller. So I'm just going to go through and I start putting all the big logs at the bottom, and then I'll go to the center section and put them in the middle, and then the little tiny one, the smallest ones on top, and it just makes a better, more solid, efficient load than trying to. I forgot to put my weight on. Oh, please don't roll on me. But yeah, you don't want to bury a bunch of small logs with the big logs, and it just don't pack as nice. See, my tractor's gonna. I tried watching my own broadcasts on my phone. That's what I was doing when I first fired up, just so if somebody jumped in here, I'd know they were there. But I think I only have 3 subscribers, so I don't think I'm going to get too excited. So if you're here and I don't know you're here, I apologize. So I'm zoomed way too out. I'm going to buzz over here. So you see, I was loading a bigger log because I had too much weight, and this is a light tractor. Regardless if it's 185 horse, it's still considered a light tractor. So in order to make it a medium tractor, you kind of have to put a counterweight on it. So I got this thing, and yes, I painted it orange just to kind of everything could match. So this will be it makes a whole different tractor when you have that weight on. I even pick up the trunks of the big maples. Them things are barely fitting the claws. I'm going to zoom out some. I was just bragging on these claws, and they're going to try to make a liar out of me. But I just keep going, and it's kind of nice because it kind of clears out the space in front of my trailer too. It's so much easier to pick these things up. I'm just going to start glitching and put them in the trailer right here than to wander through the woods and trying to carry 6-meter logs back to the trailer, or trying to take your trailer and hide it back into the woods. Now, if you have a horse harvester or that excavator with a force harvesting head on it, you can grab the tree and drag it out backwards and then come out here and then cut them in 6-meter length and just make your piles out here. But we don't have the money for the luxury for the excavator or forest harvester, so we're going to have to do things the old-fashioned way. And now sometimes you see how that log got a little crooked in there because it's buttoned up against the front of the trailer. So, when it fixed itself. But believe it or not, a lot of times you can just kind of shake the trailer a little bit and it'll let it fall in place. Let's see if we can get another one to do it. This one's trying to run away from me. There we go. Once you get them laid out and everything cut, it don't really take that long to get this trailer full. Let's see if we get him. No, he's going to go in there straight. They kind of start packing themselves, and see, they're all kind of pushing themselves toward the front of the trailer because I got that trailer in a down position. So just natural gravity's going to start pulling them. Oh, there it goes. I don't know if it's the head or the adapter or all of them do that, but I mostly, when I get my excavator, I'll get a wheel loader and I'll start cranking out. I could load 8 or 12 logs at a time with it and not one at a time, so you can imagine how much quicker it will go. Like I said, I do 35,000 an hour with that excavator and a wheel loader with the claw. See, now you remember earlier I was doing like rear wheelies or endos with this tractor when I was doing it. When I put that weight on the back, it stopped it from wanting to flip over forward. So now this load, I'm getting a little bit too many big logs in here. I probably shouldn't even load this one. It's not going to hurt anything, but I just don't want to take a bunch of small logs on the last one. Now, you see how that got crooked in there? So if you just leave that a little lower and back up and shake your trailer, it's not going to work for me. No. There we go. There we go. Come on. It's being stubborn. It's only doing that because I'm broadcasting. Most of the time it'll fall right in place. Plus that's a heavy log. So I got probably too many heavy logs in there. I don't think you can ever have too many logs though. It'll definitely be a better quality load as far as money wise, but then when you come around it evens out and you put a bunch of small sticks in there and drive all the way over there with a full load and you only get 16,000. It's kind of heartbreaking. So That's a good looking load. I mean, it's just, like I said, you can't beat that trailer. Trailer's nice. I mostly don't, I use actual log trailers. Speaking of log, this thing was way overdue. Way overdue. Farm Simulator has been out way too long for this not to come up. This changed my life in Farm Simulator. This baby right here. $45,000. Not a lot of options. You put different wheels and stuff on it. And, oh, we got to put the big, there we go. Look at that. Real working fog lights. Talk about moving. You put a wood trailer. You could put the trailer that we're using now. Well, if we do that, we'd have to go. We'll make it orange. Gotta go orange. Orange is not my favorite color, but just look at that. Okay, now listen. You could put that trailer and hitch it on the back of this thing. Fill both of them with wood. And I'm talking about $80,000 to $90,000 a trip in wood. But I've wanted this thing since the game came out, and they've never offered a good truck to do wood in. I always, let's see, where's the forest? Right there. When I'm first starting out, this is really for real beginners. This is a nice trailer. It's got that V design. So the wood just naturally climbs in there and packs itself because the way it's V'd, the log's just always pressing down, pressing down. The only downfall is you're only going to get around 20,000 a load on this. So as long as you're close to the wood shop, this will hook up to any pickup. It's not a bad little trailer. It does wander a little bit. You'll have it hitched up to a tractor or whatever, and you'll start filling this thing, and it'll start sliding back and forth. While it's just sitting there. I mean, it's really slow, and it's kind of annoying, but you get used to it. But this ain't bad, and look at the price. I mean, 10 grand. I mean, that's pretty cheap for what it is. You can buy it with a claw. The claws takes a special person. I'm pretty good with the claws, not this one. The original, when the game first came out, it came out, I think it was this one they would give you. The controls on this one is totally opposite than what the controls is on the other two that are in this game. So it's like trying to relearn, and I just never got into it. The other one's like 55,000, and I can move a lot more wood. So my second choice, just first starting out, is I'll buy this trailer right here because I don't have a semi to haul the other one, and I don't want a dolly. This one, you overload it, gets real top heavy. The pivoting wheel or whatever on the front, if you turn too sharp, it's going to go over. So you do have to take it a little. If you got a lead foot, you don't want to try. This is probably not a good idea for you because once you get this thing flipped over, loaded, it is an absolute nightmare to get it flipped back over. Pretty cool though. You can change the fenders or change them to orange. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it's not. That's just my second option. If you can drive this thing, what's nice about it is the posts are real far apart. So if you have a wheel loader with the big claw on it, it will fit in between the post. That's the hardest thing to do, is find a wood. The biggest thing about a wood truck or a wood trailer is them posts being far enough for the claw to fit inside. That way you're not always having to lift up and over and dump it in like we are on our trailer. And of course, look, you can go orange with this too. That's pretty cool. But this one I can crank it. You want to go fast because it doesn't matter what it looks like. Your loads are not going to be pretty because you're putting 6-meter loads on this 20-foot long trailer, and it's not going to be the prettiest load in the world, but it's a pretty stable trailer. It hooks to a semi, and you could just mass produce. I mean, just big loads, a lot of loads. Fast trips is the way to go. And believe it or not, I think it's this one. This thing takes a long time to load, but you can haul $90,000 in wood on this. You do 6-meter logs in the front, and if you notice the post in the front are wider right in the middle, and then the post in the back are wider in the middle because you can load 2 sets of 6-meter logs in on this trailer. The hard part is that first set of logs is getting them to stack right where they don't slide toward the back, and you get them where they push back to the back. There's not really a good way to be able to push them back forward unless you get the bucket for the excavator, which I'm getting way too far ahead. And speaking of post, I will tell you while we're here, it's in forestry. My truck that I love, unfortunately, even though they look like they're wide apart, the post, that center set of posts is too close together. I can't fit. I always have to take the big claw on that wheel loader and lift up and over because it will not fit in between them 2 posts. Heck, I don't even think the claw on my tractor that I'm utilizing right now, I don't even think it will fit between them 2 posts. Trees that we already took the trunks from on this load, but we'll try. See, I kind of shook it a little bit and kind of straightened it out, packed it in there. That's a heavy trailer. That's a lot of wood on there. I can feel it whenever I yanked on it a little bit. This is so exciting. Okay. There's that. Who knows? I might be able to sneak this wood on there. I don't think I'll get all of them. I don't think I'll get them last 4 trees. But this first... quit running from me. I was trying to count trees at the same time. There we go. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trees. If I get 7 complete trees on this trailer, that'd be pretty impressive. It's gonna be tough. I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh man, you're almost full. No, I'm not. I'm just a little over half full. You just gotta hold your tongue the right way when you're stacking it. These trailers are holding a lot. I put so many trees on a trailer, giants called me, saying I can't do that. I'm just joking, they didn't really do that. These trailers, they would probably last about 1 load with me if they were in real life. And it does. It takes a lot of time to sit there. You'll be, to drive across the map to the sawmill to sell this stuff. And the time you get there and back, on some maps, I could have had another load loaded. So that's the one where I get that one with the double stack, where I can put 6-meter. If I'm way out, like on, Pacific Southwest 19, whenever I'm out there, it's a long drive to the wood place, so I don't even know if this tree goes to what tree. Yeah, we need this one. That's a long drive to sell wood there, so I would haul that big load, that big double wagon. This is going to take some adjusting when you broadcast. It's shrunk my screen down. Got little displays on across the top and on the bottom. So that's a little different to me. And then of course when you're trying to focus on loading and then talking at the same time, it makes you jump your words around. I think there's a streamer called DJ Goham. Has his channel. I think he's a radio disc jockey, not a radio. I think maybe he works at a bar. I don't know. Maybe he's a DJ, a professional DJ for like weddings or whatever. But he is some kind of DJ. But he's fun to listen to. His voice is good. He has a little bit different style of play than I do, but he's pretty good fun. Where I need to go, right? I know you're sitting there saying, pick them both up. These calls ain't going to do it. As soon as I do it, I'll roll 10 feet forward or backward or whatever, then it just shoots out and I got to pick it up again anyway. So I've just kind of learned my lessons not to just do one at a time. See how that one got crooked? Now I can't shake the trailer there if I got down because I got that log overlapping the top of it. So we don't want to shake that trailer, it'll fall out. And as I mentioned in the beginning, there's you can watch a million YouTube videos on how to cut wood in Farm Simulator, and you're going to get a million different ways to do it. So I'm not saying my way is better than anybody else's or worse than anybody else's. You know, it's just whatever you're into. This is kind of when you're working with no money and having to hand cut everything. I mean, this is just I'd rather do this than cut them up in 3-foot section and put them in the back of a pickup truck. I mean, that just seems like you're chasing your own tail when you get to that point. Well, you think we're going to fit all these in there? See how it's working out though? I put the big ones in first, I put the medium ones in, and then now I'm getting into the small. We got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 small ones to fit in there? Oh yeah, we got this. Child's play. I could probably fit another tree. Oh man, I could fit another tree on this. So I'm going to show you a little trick here to kind of help. Because we're getting to the point where a lot of people are like, man, you're over full, you're not going to make it. Nah. So I don't want to run around with that up high because it'll flip over on me. So what I'm going to do, I need to turn these headlights off. It's blinding me. Kind of got used to it. Okay, so I'm going to line that right on the edge of that trailer. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my claw. Boom. See how that rolled in there? Right like that. Then I'm going to get on my tractor. And put a strap on it. Okay, now, if you look at the end of this, I just kind of made a dam, I guess, if you want to call it, to, let's turn this thing off, so, plus we'll save. It ain't gonna hurt. Let me turn that help window off. Okay, but you see how I made kind of a bridge or a dam that's gonna hold where I can hold more more logs on there. And I can keep doing it. I can keep doing that bridge or dam all the way up until the straps won't go in. I'm the only thing that limits me on these trailers are how high will the straps go. So this one will go roughly 3.5 feet above that top ledge. So but you kind of, you know, at the beginning, you see these trees scattered everywhere. You see me cutting them up with a measuring stick, and now we're starting to put it on the, you know, going from biggest to smallest. And I'm hoping, look at that. That's a pretty load. I mean, that's just, it's a beautiful load. Not patting myself on the back, but I mean, that's something, you know, that you could take a picture and post on Facebook and be proud of. Also, another good thing, if you remember, I was trying to shake that trailer when I had the first half all with big logs, and I told you how heavy that trailer was. That's another thing, is you're keeping the heavier logs on the bottom and the lighter logs on the top, so it's going to be less top heavy. And I don't know how we're going to get down this hill with this thing. I really don't. I've drove down this hill with logs before, but that's before seasons came out. Let's try to shake it, see if I get that one to go a little straight. I mean, this is being a little OCD, but we'll do it anyway. Do I not have the right level? Let's see where I'm at. Man, sometimes the angles are just shitty. There we go. I know that's kind of foolish to worry about that, but now you guys were wondering if I could fit them trees, all them trees on that load. And I said I could get one more. Heck, I could probably get two more. I don't know if we'll try it, but I'm just trying to keep this simple for you. But you know what? There's not much fun in it being simple. Look at that. That's a nice load, guys. I could get another tree on here very easily. I might try a couple smaller sticks to put on top. We are never going to make it to the park place. And remember, this tractor, or to the wood sawmill, this tractor is still only 110 horse. You don't have to have. My last bow, I ran the entire farm 2 seasons with this tractor, but the four-wheel drive version. And the only reason I used the four-wheel drive one is because I've used this two-wheel drive one so much that I just wanted something a little different. So we're getting up there a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come here, and you never want to undo this strap. If you undo this strap, all the ends are going to fall off. So you can just strap another one, and then you can stack one on, and then I can do whatever I want with this strap because this one's locked. It has it all locked in. So, and then you can sit there and stack up another log up on the side of it and even go higher with it. Now, I'm not going to do that here because I want to get rid of, gosh, it's a pretty load. I hate ruining it. I'm about to ruin this load. You guys are going to get mad at me, but it's all got to go. It's all got to go. So, let me get over here and just drop my weight off. I got it straight. Yeah, see this little road right here looks like an easy way out. I think it's a trick. We might try it. I think I tried it before and it was a nightmare. It was easier to go down the long way and a little smoother to do that than. Okay. Now I'm on this uneven surface. I do not want to go sideways, at least down there. Oh, this tractor, it's struggling. Listen to that motor though. I do like the sound. Now if I turn real sharp here, this might go over. So it's better just take it slow than it is to have to try to flip this thing on. Because I'll tell you right here, weight on the ass end of this or not, I am not going to be able to pick that. No, that's pretty cool. I'm not going to be able to pick this thing up. Just plain and simple. Okay, so there's that. Now what I'm going to do is these little pieces out here that's going to ruin the looks of the load. But like I said, it's all got to go. So what I do, I hate being so far away. Especially with the screen smaller. So I'm going to park right there. We'll put that down. Raise up some of them. Okay, there we go. So I'll go and I'll pick up these pieces by the side so they're easier to unload, and then when you do this, you can just kind of walk right. I know it's kind of unrealistic or whatever, but how else you gonna get them up here? So, and you just grab them by the side and bring them in. A little trick I'll show you. Now, if you're ever loading them from the back, I mostly grab you can grab either end, but I grab it by the end. But another thing a lot of people don't know, it took me a while to figure out, if you're dealing with an item, if you push in L1, you can spin that item any way you want. So a lot of people didn't know that you could do that, but for some reason you need to handle something in detail work, you can hold in L1 and then move your right analog stick. I'm saying L1 because I'm on PlayStation, but move that right analog stick and you can, I don't think you'll stick a thread through a needle with it, but you can get things positioned the way you want. I know they got a couple baling trailers, or not trailers, hay balers out that does the little small square bales that you can do by hand. So when you're hand stacking them, it's pretty nice to have. Now see this, I'm getting a little bit nervous because this one, see how he's on the edge there or whatever. So all I need to do is come around here. I'm going to strap it. I want to unstrap that. One strap will hold everything. I just like having one strap there because I know which one is holding everything. You get too many straps, you'll start forgetting which one's holding what. There we go. Now, I don't know if I'm going to try to put all these on here because we'll get to a point it gets so high that they won't strap. And then I got to stop and pick them up off the ground. Plus, I got to make another load anyway, so it's not that big of a deal to throw them on top of the next load. Well, let's just see what happens. Okay, see, this one's getting to the edge. He's going to fall. So we'll come down there and strap. See, he's strapped. He won't go nowhere. Now that I have him strapped, I'm going to unstrap that one. How many we got left? 4? I'm not that high. Most of the time I'm a little higher than this. Like I said, we took our pretty load and just made it look like shit. I mean, just looks like total shit. Looks like I can get a couple on that side if I wanted. So that's the only bad part about throwing this on top, but, you know, who's going to see it? Let's see if I can fit him. We kind of noticed this crack over here. See if he'll fall right in there. Look at that. Huh? Looks like he's supposed to be there. There's another one. Huh. Let's see if we can get him right. Well, you know what? He would fit better if we spun him around like that. Okay. I didn't do a very good job spinning, but it spun. Okay, one more. We did get all these tops on there. That looks good right there. Well, it don't look good, but it's going to work. So I am done with this load. So I'm just going to do some strapping. All them little pieces, some of them are shorter than that, so. And then this was my original one. Redo him. So everything should be, let's get up here and look. See if we got everything strapped in. Looks like everything's strapped. So we didn't go too high on that. So our pretty load now looks like complete garbage. Look at that. Okay, I got to take a picture of this for that challenge, the Jeff Rose 440 challenge. So I'm going to get a picture before I take it in there. Get a sip of coffee. I'm not sure if we should go. Man, I think I tried that last time. Look at this. Look at this hole right. Look. I tell you, Alien Jim did that on purpose. He's like, hey, they're going to do, there's a lot of trees up there. They're going to be doing wood. I remember this from like 2 years ago. He's like, yeah, they're going to be doing a lot of wood. So let's put this sinkhole and hide it green. So when they come down here, they'll hit it and they'll dump their wood trailer. Well, see how the whole land just kind of leans that way, and then you got that big dip. If we run on the side of this field, I think we might be okay. Let's just take a chance, because that other way ain't pretty either. I'm kind of nervous, honestly. I don't.
I mean, I don't know if this fell over. I don't know how. I don't have no money. You're not allowed to lease anything. I don't know. I'd have no way to pick it up. I mean, I literally would have to unstrap it and flip it over and restack all this wood. That's something I don't want to do. And like I said, it's just a lot easier to look at that. Oh my gosh, that just... I need to put a dip in. I mean, it's my own fault. I mean, it's a little overloaded. I mean, I've done ones a lot. I got to hit the brakes here. Runaway train. I overloaded it. I mean, no ands, ifs, or buts about it. But it's just I don't want to waste a trip. So I rarely dump loads. Rarely. So I don't want to go that way because that's pretty... it looks nice and wide and inviting, but it gets tighter up there, I think, by the Hillside Farms. Maybe it's not Hillside Farms. It's another farm over there that it gets next to that just makes me nervous. Listen to this tractor. It sounds like a piece of shit. I love it. Now, mostly when I'm driving from place to place, I like the I go this view right here. You can just judge corners and braking and everything so much better. But when I got this load, if it starts bouncing around, I might be able to save it. Now, I was telling you about option one. That hill right there is option one. We could have came down that.
That's what I used to do last time, but I'm saying, we couldn't have done it anyway because I've not cut the bushes out up there. So we kind of brought our only way down. There's this little section here. I think if you start the game with the farm already here, this must have something to do with it. I cut the fence posts out and sold them. I still got to go through and grind them, the stumps out of for the fence post. Now, I should, after this load here, probably, I don't know, I'd say this is probably a $35,000 load. I should be able to buy my excavator. I don't know if I might have to do one more load. It's either I can buy the excavator, cut another load, and then buy some equipment to plant them fields, or buy the equipment to plant the fields and then do one more load of wood and buy the excavator. Reason why I'm doing seasons. We're in early spring. We're doing 9-day seasons. So each third day is a transition period where stuff grows. So day 1 to day 2, nothing grew. Day 2 to day 3, nothing grew. But day 3 to 4, the map grows. So, and it doesn't matter if it's the field grass. If you notice the grass out here, it looks all thin because we just started this map. We're on day 3 of this map and nothing's grown yet. So that's why all the grass looks real thin. It's going to take forward transition for that grass to grow to 100%, even the grass that's on the side of the roads. So I'm going to take it nice and easy here because of that. So I need to get something planted in them 2 fields by the end of the day today, so it hits that growing cycle. If I don't get it done by the end of the day today, then I'm going to have to wait till day 7 for me for something to grow. So I actually will lose 3 days or a complete transition of growth if I don't plant something today. So even though I'm gonna have enough money to buy the excavator and start cutting wood, I might be pushing my luck because this is big. I need to teach you guys a quick, easy way to do fertilization and lime on fields. So that's that. I think that's the route we should go, because I don't think anybody wants to sit there and watch 6 hours of my straight. So watch me cut wood with an excavator, which it is. We'll do it. Maybe not today, but we'll get the excavator out and tear some woods up just to show you my technique and style there. It's not gonna be much different right now because I don't have a wheel loader with the claw to load it. So, or that beautiful truck, that old school military truck. See, I'll just take it nice and slow because, like I said, it's easier to do this than us trying to pick this thing up. I mean, there's just no way to pick it up. So we got to make it to the top of this hill. And I'm going to warn you, it gets shaky going up this little back stretch. And I think that's another thing Alien Jim did on purpose. See, he comes up here, makes this nice and smooth, and get your comfort level up. And you're like, oh, let's deliver some wood. This is easy. And then you get on this little last section here, and it gets shaky. It's not like snow runner crazy. But I mean, I'm glad this tractor's kind of slow at 110 horse trying to pull this, because you go faster, that trailer bounces, it's going. I'm actually slowing down a little bit just because we're about 70 yards from the place to sell this. This is the last place I want to dump it. Yeah, this is a nice load. Nice load. I can feel it in the tractor. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. It's going to have to be in 2 transitions because I stack it too high. Oh, just that day, man. 37. Wow, that's awesome. I gotta take that, unfasten the straps, and get it to fall. 37, 272, and 135. Hold on a minute. Let me type that up. 37, 272 plus 135. So $37,407. That's $2,500 more than what I projected I'd get off that. That's a nice load. It's a good trailer. Good trailer. Okay. Let's go down to the shop here. Let's get prepped for I don't have my pallet forks with me, but I should have grabbed them, but I don't even know where you buy lime at in this game. You'd think it'd be here. What's this say? Unloading bay. So this is probably sell points on the other side. Let me turn on this PlayStation automatic save. I'd love to turn it off because it's annoying, but it's saved my butt so many times. So So I was hoping it'd come up with a way we could pick up a cell point to fill, but I see the auger right there. See some hay. That's fuel, I think. Heck, we need some fuel. Let's do some fuel. See, I don't even know how to fill this up. I didn't mean to do that. I've been playing like SnowRunner for a couple weeks and trying to really learn some of these buttons. I guess we ain't getting fuel. Hell, we got plenty. I think there's fuel at the shop. Well, I thought they went over there and you could push in R3 in it and fill it up. I don't know what that was. Maybe it's E85 in there and I need diesel. Oh, this tractor also, if you notice, the maximum speed's 19. If you get the super motor, it will do 26. So don't say, oh, that thing's only 19 mile per hour. Now that stock one, the original one that came with the game. Let's see here. This one right here, it only goes 15. I need to adjust my cruise control. I did. I played Farm Simulator like a year or two before I figured out you can adjust your cruise control. I had it set down at 4. When I'm creating fields and I'm doing that straight edge down the side, I use the, I set the cruise control at 4 mile per hour and let the thing work. I was not planning on going to the shop. This was a decision I kind of made on the way over here. But we need something to do lime. Yes, I have plowing on. I got lime on. I got weeds on. I'm just, like I said, I do everything but crop destruction. I'm not a big believer in crop destruction. Speaking of that, hold on a minute. There's a contract I wanted. Transportation. Accept contract. Windmill to the garden center. So I want to accept that. That way it just don't disappear on me. Okay, my favorite part of the game is buying stuff. Now, so we got to do lime and we got to do fertilizer. I'm a big slurry guy. I'm going to tell you, you'll like this. This is so awesome that it's almost should be considered a cheat. So I get this truck. They say this truck is 450 horse. I can give you 2 secrets right here. This is going to be worth the whole lot. So this here, you put it, it says it goes to 510. This thing's like 1,000 horse. I've never seen anything that won't pull. You can take the biggest, heaviest thing on a 30-degree incline and start off and it just buzz right up there like you're not pulling nothing. So anyway, this 82s, this trailer I got is an 82 series. So you get the 82 style truck. You're not going to go real wide, but it's a good time. Go down to slurry. And you get, is it that? No, that's the unit. Not that. Where is it? I thought they had it in here. They got a bed that goes on the back of that truck. Not this way. It's for $8,000 too. So another way you can look things up is you can go over, here's the 82 logistics. That's the 2 trailers. salt spreader, snow melt, fertilizer spreader, which I've not used. I might want to use that sometime. See, that does lime too, which is kind of cool. The only downfall with the lime on it, it only does 7 meters wide, which is not a whole lot. Where's the slurry at? There it is. Slurry and digest. You're not going to find a lot of spreaders with digest. That's what if you get into biogas plants, which I'm going to this round. That's going to happen as soon as I clear off some more trees and I come up with another 150. I got to buy my excavator. Then I got to spend come up with another 150,000, which is like 4 loads of wood, and I'll be able to buy. I'm going to buy my biogas plant and start doing grass, and then I'm going to use the digest out of it and switch over to fertilizer. But right there, that $3,500, pop that on the back of the truck. It does only do, I think it's 7 meters is all this. It don't say on here, but it only does 7 meters. So you do a lot of trips back up and forth, but it's a good time. I really enjoy it. And then you have to buy this thing here because it stores 55,000 liters of slurry. And that little trailer, I think, only holds like 8,000. So you'll make it like 2 trips, 3 trips down and back, and then you'll have to go to this thing and refill. And you can haul this around with the truck and go to field with it. And believe it or not, you could put this on the back of that truck and turn on the slurry thing, and it will actually draw out of this tank, and you could literally have 63,000 liters of slurry at your disposal. Same thing with lime. Ooh, I gotta show you on that. Man, there's a lot to show. So we need to go to fertilizer technology. Now, this is a good thing to have. It's $9,000, does 24 meters, which is kind of big. It does lime and dry fertilizer. I don't really like it. It's just the tongue on it is too small, and every time you try to back it, if you back up 3 feet, this thing jackknifes, and I just don't care for it. So I mostly like the ones that, what's this one to go to? Oh, that goes to that old truck. But then again, it's going to be small meters. I think it's this one I get. No, that holds 3,200. This one, 1,000. It's only $4,000. This is the one I mostly get. Holds 1,000. Now 1,000 don't take much. This is going to be hard. This is going to be hard. Main color. Let's go with the galvanized. You can't make it orange. That kind of sucks. So that's $5,500. And then, what the hell does this say? That just does fertilizer. That actually can work. I know you say it. Here's the trick. So, if you mount this on the back of a truck or tractor, let's say, for example, this is a good example. Pretty popular to do. So you could do any of these trucks, but where's the one? Did they change the color on that? They did with the update. It's mostly orange. But let's say you get this truck here. It's pretty cool because you can put a 3-point on the front of it. So if you got this truck here, then get your notepad out. You put there's a bed for it. I think it's in trailers. And you could do this with the pickup truck too. But let's find the trailer. Did they change the color of it too? Because I can mostly find through. You could put this one on it. let's just pretend you put this one just because we know where to do. So you put this trailer on it. Then on the back of the truck, if I wasn't trying to do this challenge, I would just buy all this stuff and do it for you real quick just to show you. I'll make another video with it. Where is it? Right there. You put this front lifter on the back of the truck. Then that's when you can grab this little junk fertilizer thing, for example, and it'll any of these, put them on the back of the truck, and if that truck holds 15,000 liters of lime in the bed of it, it will actually pull the lime out of the bed and spread it on the field. Even this little thing, you can make this thing that only holds 330, you can turn that into, it would be 15,750 liters of lime that you could use just to spread with this thing. And I'll give you an example. I just don't know if I want which one I want to go with. This is going to be a lot of work. A lot of work. But it's going to be important. You guys are going to really learn something. Wish my phone would quit going off. Okay. So I'm going to buy this. Let's put the extension on it. And I like the galvanize. Remember, I'm old school. So I don't care about a cover. I don't want a cover. I want to see inside that thing. Okay, so let's buy this. I hate buying things. Then another thing we need to do is go to front loaders. We need a bucket. And I go to these Figo buckets. This one right here, $2,700, holds 2,100 liters. The reason I do the Figo, because yes, we can paint it orange. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to buy this bucket. Man, we're spending some money now. If I get the right, there we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this stuff in there. Man, I hate being so zoomed out. There we go. Smaller screen's messing with me. So I took the front loader and the adapter off. You're going to learn something though with this fertilization and weed control. So I got that thing on there. Now I need some pallet forks. I have some back at the shop. I'm not going to go get them. We'll consider this a training exercise. So the pallet forks I really enjoy. Is there pallet and bale forks? Holy cow. I have a set back at my thing. I should have brought them. But here they are. You can change them into pallet or bale forks if you got a garage or a lift. But what's the most important part about it is, yep, you can make them orange. So now pay attention. I'm paying $1,000 for these. I added $200 for the orange. If I took it and make it black again, I'd only be $800. So you don't have to have them orange. I just like doing that. But I want to show you something anyway. And the only reason I really need them, I just don't want to bore you guys with driving this 19 mile per hour all the way back to the shop and back. So we need to get some fertilizer. and we're going to get the dry fertilizer. There's the Lizard for $4,000, Pioneer for 25. See, this just needs to be taken out. 2,100 for $4,000, or you get 2,400 for 2,500 bucks. We're going to be using a lot of fertilizer too. And with the dry, I do slurry, but with the dry, I mostly end up wasting more than I should with it. So I'm just trying to think how many I want. We got 2 fields. I don't have a lot of money. Let's just spend $5,000. Let's get 2. If we got to come back, we will. But we have to do 3 fertilizations. Now, I might be able to do that 3rd fertilization in my planter. It depends on which planter I go. And this is where you're going to kind of learn how to prep a field and never have to touch it again, ever. I mean, you plant it, and then you don't have to do nothing until harvest time. I don't have my counterweight, so it's going to be kind of hot. And I don't even know how I'm going to get that thing out of here. The thing's going to be so winched back in that trailer. That's going to be a task. Believe it or not, another trick you could do, you could have components in that trailer, and then I could go fill this whole trailer full of lime right on top of the components. I'm not going to do that, but oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. But I promise you, I don't know, you guys might already know this, but I'm going to show you a really neat trick. If I can get this on here. I need something on the back of this tractor. There we go. I don't know how we're going to get the things off. Okay, now, one thing I want to teach you is these pallet forks for one. So if I go over, where's Ben at? Okay, here's Ben. Passed it up. So I want to show you something. This is on seasons only. Okay, so I got these pallet forks. And remember, I paid $1,000. It's $800 for the forks and $200 to paint them. If you come over here and see the operating hour says 00.0, value 1,000. That's what's nice about seasons. As long as you don't put 0.5 hours, a half hour on a piece of equipment. I've kept a trailer for 3 days. I just never used it. I'm able to get full refund for that piece of equipment back. So this one here has 0 hours on it. I paid $800 plus $200 to paint, 1,000. It says value is 1,000. I can sell it back. Don't always trust Gus. This is who I call Gus. And believe it or not, at nighttime he's not here, but what are you looking at? So, not Gus, that's Ben. But anyway, if you go to your garage, and we go over, I have 2 sets of pallet forks. I should. Right there. So, one I've been using, and if I sell it back, it's $7.99 for them pallet forks. And if I sell these back, I get my full price out of it. So you don't necessarily have to be at the shop. So if you need, this ain't right, but if you need something real quick and you come over to the shop and you buy it, you take it over to your farm, you utilize it, as long as you don't go over that 0.5 hours, then you can return it back. One good thing would be, and it's 0.5 using hours, not game hours. So a good example would be, I think it's in forestry equipment. Let's say you've got a tree that's glitched out, or some trees, a line of birches. Them white trees, they cause this game to glitch so bad. This T-Rex, another black sheep mod, $190,000. You don't have $190,000 to sit there and waste or take a loss on this thing. So if you grab it at the bottom of the thing, just like in my tractor, see it says 13 hours on my tractor down by the speedometer. As long as it don't ever, once it reaches 0.5, you're going to take a loss on it. But as long as you keep it under 0.5 and return it, then you're not going to take a loss. So let's get rid of these pallet forks. $1,000 sold. Gone. Got my $1,000 back. I was able to load my stuff. I mean, honestly, I think the shop should provide us with a forklift for us to use to load our shit up. Okay, so close up our thing. I don't know how we're going to get this stuff out of here. You're going to see a nice trip. You're going to say, why don't you get this bucket? I'll show you why I got this bucket. Man, that stuff, you can tell that all the weight's on the back of this thing. I mean, you just feel the tractor pulling up in the ass end. But honestly, a trailer's your window. Place that weight over the rear wheels. It's that last pallet I put on the very back. We just passed a dead log on the side of the road. That's part of the map. You can use a stump grinder to get rid of it. But what's funny about it is on Felsburg, they have them dead logs all over the place, and you can literally pick them up. And I was taking a small trailer around hauling a skid steer, and I'd travel around the map, and I would go into the woods, and like this logs over there on the left that's falling over. On Felsburg, they have them, and you can grab them. I'd load them up, take them to the sawmill. I'd get $5,000 to $8,000 a load. There's one to the right there. I'd get $5,000 to $8,000 a load just going around gathering dead wood. I mean, I was so broke. I still don't know what I'm going to put in this field. I'm thinking about these two fields. I know it's kind of boring, but I'm thinking about putting grass. I really want to put potatoes in it. But for some reason, this Jeffro 440, he says rules of the game, you can't lease equipment. Well, does that mean I can buy it and then sell it back after I'm done with it and take the loss? I mean, I don't. He says it makes it too easy, and I don't know how. All I want to do is legit lease a potato planter, and I'd like to put them 2 fields of potatoes. The reason why is because on seasons, we're on 9-day seasons. I'm only going to be able to, it's what, 27 days? Is that right? No, 36. I'm only going to be able to harvest 1 field in 36 days. So that's all I'll get out of this. So I want maximum yield. So I'd rather do potatoes and get real high yield off of that field than to sit there and put wheat or oat or corn or anything else in there. And I guess an example would be, I think off these 2 fields, I would probably crank out about 150,000 in potatoes. If I put oats in there, I'd probably get 70,000. I mostly run my clock on 5 times. So the days go pretty quick, but since I'm doing this broadcast or whatever, I don't want to sit there and fight night and all that, so we'll keep it slowed down. Now, if we can get this stuff off here, it's gonna be a task, but you guys will learn kind of a neat trick on some stuff. I'll try something here. Get it moved to the back a little bit. Okay, that's... The bucket almost looks too big for that tractor. When you load it up with lime or something like that, you need a weight on the back for sure. Now they do have, I don't know if you've seen this, let's go to this. They do have a flatbed trailer on this, and once again you can change it to a regular bumper. Very nice trailer. So that would be the right thing to be using at this point, but since and I would own that trailer, say I need my weight. I told you this is a small tractor. There we go. I mostly use slurry, and then my second choice would be liquid fertilizer. Dry granule fertilizer is definitely my last option. And like I said, just because it's so hard to line it up, liquid fertilizer, at least you can see where the arms are. This one here, it's hard to line up. Come on. There we go. That's probably the easiest thing to get off this truck. Close my windows. It's 43 degrees out. I mostly put my pallets on the ground here to keep my front end up. Come on. I'm mostly pretty good with pallets, but these ramps just aren't, they're spaced for like a skid steer or something. These pallet forks, I didn't know if I showed you earlier. What I do like about them is some of them, it's got the adjustment, and then it's really nice when you're getting bales of hay because you can spread that all the way out on a square bale, and it just makes it feel a lot more stable. So we still got two things in there. My tractor's not going to fit back there. I don't know whose idea this was, but so we'll try to. Ah, it ain't sliding. I don't think this tractor, I might have to go get the weight. Yeah, it's not going to lift it. I was hoping to lift it up and get it to go out. I mean, worst case, we can drive it up the hill. Let's just see if I can reach it. See, if you put your pallet forks down, it'll help the front wheels climb up in there. Oh, no, no, don't push it back, you dumbass. Oh. Let me zoom in on it here. Yeah, these ramps were just a hair out further. See, that front wheel comes off, so you got to kind of ride your forks up there. But now I'm getting to the point that, well, let's do this. Inside of it. You see that? Maybe I was hitting the hinge. Maybe that's what. No. It will not let me go down inside. You have to hook it. So let's just get on the back. Yeah, we got it out. That's all that matters, right? See, it looks like I could hook it inside the frame with the front forks, but I know it won't let me. So basically, oh. Now I'm tired of messing around with this thing. There is an easier way. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Almost like I meant to do that. Okay. And these pallet forks should be, or that wood claw should be pretty easy to get out. Because if I get close enough, it should just grab them. So I need to put my arms up here so it mounts my front wheels. Uh-oh, we're in trouble. Oh, 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 look at that. Huh? How you like me now? Okay. Now time to got that. I don't know. I might not got this fertilizer. I think goes pretty thin. I think we're all right, but we'll show you what's going on here. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to fill. Now remember, there's 2,400 liters of fertilizer there. This thing here holds like 2,150. I hope this is going to be enough. and that's going to be a lot. Make my tractor flip. So but this will counter it out once I get over here. Okay, finish that one. Now let's this back one only holds 1,000, which ain't a whole lot. But if you look at my meter down at the bottom, I'm actually holding 3,150. So that's pretty good. Now we'll use a lot of fertilizer because we got to do this field 3 times. And this is one thing I like about 2-wheel drive tractors, because I love the little wheels because they fit in the grooves. So now, if we come over this, field owned by me, it don't need plowed because it's obvious. I've already plowed it. I created it. It does need lime. So that's what we're doing right now is the lime. And it looks like some of it from where some of the grass I did, say some of it's 33%. I get out, I widen the field, you get out here to the edge, it should go down. This was part of a parking lot, I think. That's why we're getting 0% here. If you go to your map, with your fertilization, so we're on, let's see, we got to turn the lime off. So you push that, and see it shows me what's been fertilized and what hasn't. So you can see I got a big chunk on that southeast corner that's not fertilized at all. That's 0. And then the rest of it looks like it's 33%. So we're going to turn the lime back on. Well, let's turn it off for now. We are going to lime these fields. So I think the number was 8 on this. And you're like, 8, what's 8? I'm going to count 8 rows over, and you get used to it where you can do it pretty quick. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So right here, there's a big one and like a small line. So, and see how they're different colors too. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I know you guys think are crazy, but I think 8 is the right width for this. You'll learn your width on your planters and everything. So this is. It's been a while since I've used this one. Another thing with fertilizer, you always start outside the field because your fertilizer disperses at the same rate. No matter if you're going 2 miles per hour or 12 miles per hour, it's going to come out the same rate. So if you come up here and see how long it takes me to get up to speed for this to take off, especially with all the weight. So if I start my fertilizer here and take off, right there I get to maximum speed. So I'm sitting there throwing a lot of extra fertilizer out that I don't need. I mean, I sure hope this is 8. I think it is. Let's. All we can do is try it. So I'm going to come up, set my cruise control, get to the edge of the field, turn it on. Boom. And then I leave that front wheel in that rut the whole time. And that's what's going to keep my lines going straight. This one actually, no, I think 8's fine. If I go 10, it's going to leave spurt. So let's see if we're doing any good. Yep, looks like it's taking. And when I created this field, I did do my edge, my signature edge around it. And then I let off on the gas and let it roll to a stop, but then I immediately turn over and get my fertilizer. So you can kind of see the change in the pitch, and look right there. You can see where it worked. Now, did it really not do that outside edge? That's 66. I mean, I don't know why that edge. Once again, we're going to go back the other way. So I need to count 8 rows over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to be this darker line right about there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up so I don't waste any extra fertilizer. It makes a difference. There's a field I did with Big Brew. I think Big Brew holds 5,500 liters. I would run out. And it's one of the things, I had like half a row to do. And I'd run out. This was on field 1 of Washoe, Nevada. So I started doing this trick. Guess what? I could do the entire field with 5,500 liters. It saved that much. Now turn it right on the edge, and then I try to follow that line, that 8th thumb. It's been a while since I've used this particular one, so I can't remember which one. No, maybe I can't remember which one I used on the last map. Maybe it was this one. So I'm going a little bit farther left. See, I'm extending. You couldn't go. I thought it might be 10. There's no way this thing's going to do 10. Get to the end. There we go. Now let's see if we skipped any. There we go. Almost looks like I turned it off early, but I think it's maybe because that's already at 66%. No, that's not it. Why is it saying that? That's weird. See, that's only 33%. And this is a 66, so that outer edge is going to need another layer. It's all right. We'll figure it out. Don't worry. I know what it is. It's because whenever I went around and did that edge, it got rid of that grass. So now there's more to this. You watch. This field's going to be 100% fertilized here shortly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it looks like I want this ridge right here. I'm going to back up so I can gain some speed. Set the cruise control. Turn it on. It's drawing that granule fertilizer out of the bucket. So this thing that only held 1,000 liters of fertilizer, now I've got it holding 21. If you put this earlier, I was showing you, if you hook this setup on the back of a semi with a trailer, then my buddy, he has a 50,000 liter, trailer on, or not trailer, but bed on the back of a semi. It might not be. It might be 28,000. But he hooks it to the back of that, and he's got, with this setup, he'd have 29,000 liters to put out there. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. So 8. Right there's 8. That little darker line. And it lined up. So right now I'm at 2,800 liters of fertilizer. I would have been out. I would have had to go on and refill this thing if I didn't put that bucket on the front. And that bucket, well, how much was that bucket? 2,500 bucks. And I think I got $4,000 in the back set up for 6,700 bucks. I got a fertilizer and a lime machine that holds 3,150, which ain't bad. The backpack, I think the backpack one, that costs like 30 grand. It only holds 1,300. 1,300 liters, and we're holding 31 for 6 grand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think this one was 8. I am a little rusty from playing 2 weeks of Snow Runner, so. And I just started this map, so that's. Things mostly go a little smoother. Plus, I don't try to broadcast either. We're doing a good job here, though. We're going to show you how to get a field 100% done. I should have did a smaller field so it wouldn't take as long, but that's going up and down hills too, so it might have took as long. So that outer edge, that must have been at 0. Oh yeah, that's right. All that is 0, and then the darker blue is at 66. So that's making sense. And then there's something in the middle there. Won't let me zoom in anymore. A little peck, but I'll show you how to fix that too. So we need to counter 8 over. 8. 8 is this one right there. That's what's nice about the little tiny wheels. If you look, I just put the wheel right in the 8th rut over. And you can do this with plowing. You always keep straight lines. Plowing and all this is if you got a wheel that fits in that rut. There we go. But your lines are, I mean, it makes it where you can stay, everything stays pretty straight. I like my plow line straight. I like my planting line straight. I like fertilizing straight. Everything plumb parallel and perpendicular. My edging on the field straight. I do a partial in my other YouTube, my only other video that I have. I think it's an hour 55 minutes long. You can fast forward if you want, but I create a field, part of a field. I cleared off some woods and I expanded an existing field out a little bit longer, and it shows you how to do. I like this little signature edge. Sometimes I do them a little tighter. I should have probably plowed over one more row here to make a nice finish. Most maps just have grass. Now Jim, he did a really good job on his. I think there's a field up here. Yeah, he did a really good job. Let's see at this one. He did not do it to this one. See all that grassy edge? And then when you do crop and grass right up the crop, I do not like that. It's just a nasty look. A lot of the fields on this map, he did edge out though. I learned it from Pacific Southwest 19. They had like a gravel around the outside edge, and I fell in love with it. Now see here, this one, how it's edged out. I don't like it that tight, but there is an edge on it. So maybe mine might be a little wide, but I'll tell you, there's a reason. If you kind of go with this fertilization and weed control process, you won't have to worry about it. But one of the reasons why I do it this way is, you see these tire tracks coming out? Have you ever done a fertilization contract on a field that's like 75 or 66% grown, and you can't tell where you have fertilized and have not fertilized? Well, with this, you can see your tire tracks where you exited the field. So if this was crop that was 66 or even 100%, and you had to fertilize it or weed control it, you could go back. If this was grass out here, you wouldn't be able to see it. You can go back out and see the tire tracks to see exactly where you exited a field last. So that's why I kind of do that. That's one of the reasons I do it that way. 6, 7, 8, and plus I think it looks like it better. Let me show you the grass in. The grass in looks a lot better. So I'm going to back up so I can get up to speed. Set my cruise control. Cruise control's on. L1 square. Start working. I just stay in that groove all the way down. See, I'm starting to get back into the groove up again. Pun intended. Not really, but I made it work. And look how much fertilizer I still have left. I still got 2,700, 2,600 liters of fertilizer left, so I would have had to fill it up twice if I didn't have this little setup with the front bucket. Now lime, we'll burn through some lime. We'll probably use, okay, this is the side I want to show you. So you can kind of look with the grass. I think it's a lot better of an edge. It looks a lot prettier. But see the tire tracks coming out? And I use the dark mud. This is supposed to be like a wet mud. I don't like it. Some maps offer you a darker, just a darker dirt. Then they got the light dirt. Then they got the sand. Heck, you could do concrete if you want and put around your fields. One time I actually, if you look down the bottom right hand corner, I've used that gravel before. Or there's big gravel in here, there's rock. That's the mud I'm using because they don't have the other mud on here. There's concrete. There's just regular dirt, which would look pretty much like the rest of the fields. And then that's like the bottom of a forest. So you got some options to do it. Okay, so one last row. Don't be wasting a little product here. It's got to be done. So we should probably have enough fertilizer to finish this project. I think the 2 skids was a good idea. I think. Because we start out with, oh yeah, I think we're going to be good. Need about 4,500. I think we bought 4,800. So that's pretty good. I do want to try something here. Let's see what this does. So our front bucket, that actually went a long ways, a lot more. You'll see what happens when you're using lime. I just want to see if we can do this. Oh, no, not without the... I'm not going to get excited about it. I'm not going to drive all the way up to get my... well, you know what? This is what we're going to do. I plowed that field with this. Great buy. This is only 2 meters. You can add another one for 50 bucks. For 350 bucks, you can have a 2.5 meter plow, which is a heck of a deal if you're broke. See what it made a big difference. Oh, it's still trying to tip on me. Look at that. Okay, then what we can do, sit this down before I drop the plow. We'll drop the plow. There we go. Them things hold exactly 1,000, so that kind of works out pretty good. Now there's a lot of silos that hold, multi-fruit silos that you could just go over and dump this in. Oh shit! Look what I did. That's just terrible. Now that did not work out the way I planned, but you guys get the gist of it. Okay, let's screw around with this anymore. I'm just going to take that off. Oh. I'm just moving this over for right now. We got to do lime. Okay, now we need to find lime. It's going to save too, just to let you know. Anybody know where to get lime at on this map? You'd think the garden center, but we went by there and we could not find anything to do. But don't they have lime stations? There's got to be. I've never seen a map. I've not used this up here. Tractors. That's buy points. I don't know what we turned off and turned on with that. Come on. Oh, I know what that is. That's for shows you where that basically. Oh, that turns over all the sell points. So that's sell points. You'd think there would be. What's that turning on and off? Trailers. That's equipment. Dude, I don't even know if there's a place to buy lime here. I really don't. I know the shop sells it, but it's a mod. I have a hard time. It's so much cheaper to buy lime from the garden center has to sell it. See, the thing is, the barn don't show. I know you can buy grass, hay, and straw from the barn, but it don't have. A lot of times there's a white arrow whenever you can buy something like the shop. It's got the shop and gas, so it's white. So I know I could buy from there. You come back all the way over here to the animal dealer, it's white. I can buy here. I can also sell there. So these arrows pointing down is sell points, and then they got arrows that are going up that are white, which are buy points that you can buy product out of. So we'll go over to the shop, but we will stop by that garden center one more time, and we got to get some fuel. And then we're going to do. You're going to see the lime, and see how we can get this field to 100% everything. Plus weed it. Do not let me forget to get fuel. Let's try to close my window. Steering wheel is locked. This is an older map, but it's not bad. I mean, it's not that new one that just came out with, the Alpine. That map's neat. All the new textures, the new trees. That is I think a good test of what we can expect when the next Farm Simulator comes out, the one for the PS5. I really wish they would take I wish they'd take SnowRunner and Farm Simulator and mix the two together. That would be the most perfect game in the world. And honestly, with SnowRunner, that game's pretty slow paced, which that's not what bothers me. But there's no way you could. I mean, some of these maps I got 8 and 10 fields on, and if it had the SnowRunner physics or whatever, there's no way I could ever even dream of doing 8 fields. And then the idea of being able to get your tractor stuck, because it has rain in the game, and the idea of getting your tractor stuck and having to get a truck to go pull it out. Let's see what the weather's like. See, there's supposed to be a little bit of rain, but if you go out there, you see the little water drop up on the top by the temperature. That means the ground's wet. I would like to see when that ground is wet, is you're not going to be able to go out there and plow. This thing, you can do everything besides harvest. It will not let you harvest. But if you want to lime, weed control, fertilize, plow, plant, you can do it in pouring down rain. But you can't do it, in reality, you're not going to go out there with a plow and turn over the ground with the ground being at 70% moisture. Oh shit, we're going to go to the garden shop. I don't think there's anything here. I think we already tried this. Liquido. Did they got the American version on this side? No. So, not that I know this ain't lime, but I'm just kind of, it ain't fuel. I mean, it's definitely got a trigger point. Maybe it's a transportation. Maybe you got to deliver something to it. I don't know. Now, this is a dump where you drop stuff off. There's no auger. I call them augers, that come in and feed this. For me to go up underneath it and fill it with lime. This thing here, there is a barn over there. You know what? I don't think I've ever been. Oh, that is the barn. We'll check it out on our way to the shop. Let's just... See, there's no trigger points. The only trigger point, I think this was so this unloading area, well, this box here, remember earlier I did that transportation mission? If you looked at this map, we'll just look at it real quick. I did a transportation mission. Where are we at? We're down here. There's a red dot here. That's where I have to deliver, is this square right here. This square, pig food, fertilizer, seed. But the thing about it is it don't, I should be able to, back there, I think that's potatoes and stuff here. Potatoes and beets and Is that sugar cane? Is that what that is? I don't know. It'd be nice to be able to buy pig food and stuff here. I think you're supposed to. You know, I've noticed a lot of these, they chop these maps down so they can put them on console. And I think maybe if you're on PC, you're able to do that. Oh, we're going to go over here to the barn. I don't think I've ever been to this barn. And I think, see, it's got loading docks, and it's 3 of them. And that's going to be your hay and straw and stuff, but I thought they had a lime station on there. Oh, what's this? What's this? Oh, that's probably going to be the hay, I think. I got excited. I think this is how you fill your hay and straw. And then you sell it on the other side. See what it... I don't want to buy any by chance. Yeah, I guarantee that's not lime, but see how it's got the augers coming out? I guarantee one of them is hay, one's straw, and one's grass. And then that's your sell point. I don't know what... I wonder if these doors open and close. Somebody's opened that door. Oh, look at that. So those might be sell points. I'm not sure what. Silage? I bet you sell silage here. Okay. Well, we figured some stuff out. Not stuff that's really useful to us right now, but learning what the map can offer. Still don't know what the hell that thing's for. So I don't think they're going to sell lime at this animal dealer. So I guess the only thing we can do is go to the shop. There might be something in the back part of the shop. We'll look. Because they kind of hid where you buy that straw and stuff. I mean, that's kind of hidden back there, you know. I need a cup of coffee. About dying here. Okay, this is where you get wool. I don't. They got an auger back. I think that's just a sell place. That's like a thing on the map, but remember, don't let me forget to get some grass. We're just looking for an auger that extends down. That's a light. Looks like these guys buy potatoes and stuff. So. No lime there. Lime mostly comes in a silo like the hay and straw does. And could the biogas plant? I mean, there's always having lime for sale in the bag at the shops is a mod. I added that. I'm going to pass this out. I just want to go to the biogas plant just to see. I'm trying to hurry, guys. I'm sorry. I need to get this field planted by dark. So I don't I'm not trying to take all day, but we got to have lime. Lime will decrease. I think it's like 15%. So if I don't put lime on this field and I harvest it, I'm only going to get 85% of my yield off this field without lime. So here's the biogas plant. Looks like it's got a cell point in it. So there's where you dump everything in. Oh, I wish they'd let me. I wish they'd let me. Let's see if they'll just do it on my trailer. Wouldn't that be nice if there was some in there? You gotta own this, I think, but I don't think this trailer would take it, but I like digest because that's why I use the fertilize. But in this map, this is, I think, the only map you can do it. You can go to the garden center and actually sell digest. Okay, we'll get things a little bit more exciting here. Head back to the shop. Silo. That's got to be lime. It's got to be. What's the sign say? Authorized vehicles only. No. That's a cell station. I don't see no offers come on. They got to have lime on this map. It's just easier to walk around than it is to drive a tractor around. There's some spots that'll just have big piles of lime. You just go up and push R3 and it starts. I ain't gonna be back there. I can't believe they don't have lime on this. I mean, we need a lot of lime. That's my fuel. We do need fuel. Let's get some go-go. They tried hiding this fuel from us over here. $155. That's what's nice about this tractor. I mean, it does. I got 14 hours on it and used 155 in fuel, which is pretty good. And then the repair, it's dirt cheap too. I think it's always $139. Every time I go repair, it's $139. Let's see here. Let's find the line. So $460 for 2,100. I need. Let's just try 5 bags. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get 6 just for the heck of it. I'll use it sometime. Okay, now I'm not loading these pallets up. I could have done this with the fertilizer, but if we go over here and just push L3, it's kind of unrealistic, but we'll take it. We're pretending that there's somebody working at the shop loading it for us. So we're going to have over 12,000 liters, and remember this trailer is a holds 30,000 liters, so we're not even going to be half full on this trailer. And lime weighs a ton. About lime, I'll just dump it in the parking lot. It don't bother me at the shop. There we go. And then just for, let's see. Come on. That's my fault. I turned too early. Let's go in there and let Ben fix this thing. Ben, hook me up, buddy. 14 hours. Repair. $111. Like I said, this tractor is just dirt cheap to operate. I still got to buy a planter, but I almost still will have enough. I'll get these I got to buy seed and stuff. I'll need like them last 4 trees, and I can still afford to buy that excavator. That's not bad, because it's a $90,000 for the excavator and $10,000 for the head, and I always buy the blade too. I use the shit out of that blade. So let's see if we can get this over there. Our tractor's like brand new condition. This tractor does real good on wear. About, getting scratches. There's some tractors, you have 2 hours and the paint's already wearing out. It's got dents in it and stuff, which I don't mind that look. I like the patina look. But this tractor here, I've had 80 hours on this tractor, and you'll get a little bit of discolorment around the windows, but other than that, and look how clean it is. It did rain yesterday, but it don't get real dirty. It don't get beat up. It's a nice tractor. So we'll take our line back, and I'll show you how to do line. I think we might have to fill that little thing up manually with line. Because I don't think we can just go up to a pile and put fill. I think that's the only downfall of doing it this way. Now, if you had a multi-proof silo, you just go dump the lime in it, and then you could pull up to it with that little spreader on the back and fill the lime that way. I want to stop and get some burgers, but work to be done. Don't mean to go quiet on you. I was just catching up on my Facebook. Hit a straightaway. I can use the dry fertilizer in the planter, and I can use the dry fertilizer with that same spreader. So that way I don't have to buy a liquid spreader right now. Until I need to do weed control. And I mean, technically I'll be able to do weed control here shortly on this field. But this is what I want to know. I want to see if I got to hand fill this. And that does not look like 12,000 liters of lime. But I want to see if they'll let it fill it off the ground. No? So we got to do things the hard way. We'll get this filled to 100%. I'll teach you how to do it, and I'll probably end the broadcast at that point. Holy cow. I don't think this plow is gonna... That shit's heavy. I might have to go up and get my weight. Just enough for us to get it in there. I know what we can do instead of going to get it away. We can dump some of that out. And it's still a pretty good job, right? I don't think I'm going to get too crazy with it, but... Oh. Well, don't stop too quick. It's a lot easier to fill when it's not. Now, most of the time I have two vehicles. One I'll leave that on the back of the tractor that I'm doing the lime with. And, then I use the front loader to I told you that lime's pretty heavy. So now what we'll do is we'll use this, and that's going to be our new counterweight. And it will bounce a little bit while you're doing this, but you can use your bucket to deflect. So now we got 3,100 in lime on our thing that we can use because it's drawing it out of the front bucket. And I'll keep that front bucket low so my tractor bounces as the back empties. It won't, I can still keep doing what I'm doing. Same spreader, so same rows. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to be right about this one right here. Same process. I'm going to back up and get started up to speed and engage. And I just leave that front wheel in that rut, Now don't let the machine, it looks like I can go out a little farther. Don't. It leaves streaks, and having to go back and trying to line them streaks are a nightmare. So, and that's another important thing about staying on a straight path. You don't want to be circling around trying to fill up gaps and stuff with lime. You waste a lot of product, and this stuff goes fast. I mean, you see that we're already used 1,100 on one lap, so you can see why I bought so much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 is right about here. We'll get our tractor straightened out. And see, now that I'm emptied out, my tractor's trying to endo. But my front bucket being down so low prevents it. Now, as I use more product out of the front bumper, the lighter it's going to, out of the front bucket, the lighter it's going to get, and the less it's going to endo. But we're still getting the job done. See these nice straight lines? This ain't bad. Now, I don't know. I bet you 10% of the people that play this game keep lime on. I don't. And there's advantage to lime, having lime on. So we got 41%. We're not going to get down and back with it, but we'll just keep going. Now, you know what? Why do we want to worry about loading that back up? Let's just go do this. Maybe that'll get us enough to get us down and back. Let's keep it low. Oh, this is working out pretty good. If we just use everything from the bucket, that would be great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8. I think we need right about there. But that tractor does not like all that weight on the front, I'll tell you that. It's getting dark. Oh, it's cloudy, that's why. Turn on our headlights so we can see our groove a little bit better. And with all that weight on the front, it's hard to keep this thing straight. I mean, once you get it straight and rolling, it's good, but when you're adjusting back and forth a little bit to the left and right, it's a little questionable, a little sketchy. I don't think we're going to have enough to make it back. 6, 7, 8. I mean, we're going back regardless, but now I'm going to tell you this thing. You have to unhook it for it to turn off when you run it completely out. It's a glitch. I don't know what it is. It's not that big of a deal, but I'll just give you a warning that this thing's gonna, when it runs out of product, it keeps spraying, but no product goes down. It'd be nice if we can finish this row off. Dude, we might just finish this row off. Nope. And see how it keeps going? So the only way to do it is to unhook it and just hook it back. So we've used over 5,000 liters of lime already. I don't want to have to worry about hooking that plow up, so we're going to just do this in that thing only holds 1,000. There's no use putting putting 2,000 in that front bucket to fill 1,000. There we go. And I could actually lift some out. Okay, 1,063. So that makes it easier to lift. See, I can. Had the extra 63 in the bucket, but it's not the end of the world. And see, I won't do it on this park, but I got the other field I got to do too up there. I'm just kind of doing this one for you guys. We'll fill this bitch up. And then I should be able to come out here and find my tracks. I'm going to start back in the back a little bit on my same tracks. And then I'm going to go on. Off. Now see that little notch right there? I don't know if it affected it or not. Let's look. So we got line turned off already. No, I turned it back on. Where is it? Leads line. No, I do have it turned off. There we go. So if that was in bad shape, right there in the front of my tractor would be a white dot. So that's actually technically mine, so we should be good to go on that. I think right here is 8. So I'm going to line it up. 8 slots. My slurry, just give you an eye on slurry, it's every 5. So I got to count 5 rows over, so it gives you an idea how much smaller, you know. This thing I think does 11 meters. I think that slurry does 7. I do have a secret tractor to show you guys. I'll have to pull it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a bad beast, and it's cheap. It's dirt cheap. So you might want to hang in there or fast forward it. You won't. Yeah. There's a tractor. I was telling you earlier at the very beginning about a few things. A few. I don't know if you call them Easter eggs that I've found. But you know, this tractor I think is a really decent tractor for the money. The trailer is probably the best trailer. The flatbed and the one that I own are both the best trailers in the game. Like I said, I got a lot of secret of equipment that I've discovered in this game. Well, I got a tractor. It's the god of all tractors. I should be able to just fill up my bucket. I think we can get down there and be done with the line. You know what's funny is we kind of It might not get it all, guys. We might be up a creek without a boat. Okay, it's pulling my, I gotta lower this bucket. See what it did? It pulled my back wheels off the ground. I couldn't even go anywhere. Now we're cruising. See that little streak on the side? Damn it. That's going to be a pain in the butt to fix. Just to let you know. Big pain in the butt. I don't want to waste a ton of product doing that. If you notice, if I drove back and forth this whole thing, you know, I'm going to use 1,000, 1,100 liters of line. Doing it this way, there's a little bit back there. I think it's fine, but I'm here. I mean, when you're on this type of budget, you don't want to waste another product. Yeah, that one's going to miss. There we go. That dot would probably show up. I'm just curious to see if it does it for... It didn't. Now, if you notice... Where is it? So, I mean, it's saying my whole field needs limed, or doesn't need lime. Well, this over here... I got to do it all to keep it on the same rotation. Even if you buy a field that don't need lime and you lime half of it, well, you got to lime every 3 harvests. So you want to keep everything on the same rotation. There's sometimes I lime just, and I don't even need to, but I have a reason for it. So this counts about 1% every time I do it. I'm sorry to put you through this. At least you can fast forward through it. Oh my gosh, this is boring. About done. And you're about to find the reason out why. I have to do this. That's critical. Man, that's a big field. That was a nice big field. Nice freebie field. I just want to move that over. Okay. Now, let's come down here. Get our FERT. This is the trick. And you're going to learn it all right now on how to get a field to 100%. Both of them have 1,000 in it, so I should be able to empty out just one altogether. We'll finish filling the front. We probably don't need to. Let's just leave it. Okay. Now, every time you do something to a field, and this is why sometimes I lime them and don't need to, is every time you change the field, do something to it, it allows you to do something else to it. So I plowed the field, and I did plow up some grass. So in these dark areas, that was grass. This here, the reason why it didn't take is because this was a really steep incline, and I used a smoothing tool to kind of smooth this out a little bit, so it wasn't such a, so it's tillable, so I could drive a tractor down it a little easier. So that's why, I'm going to be honest with you, that's why this is at 33% and this is at 66%. But this whole field, this was at 0, and this darker color was at 33% when I plowed it. When I plowed it, it allowed me to put fertilizer on it. So I put fertilizer on it, made this 33% and this 66%. Now that I put lime on it, I changed it again. So that means now that I put lime, it will take another round of fertilizer. So if I come over here, I count over my 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like I said, you'll get good at that, I promise. And we're going to go right here. And look, it's taking fertilizer. Now the reason that little patch back there didn't take is because it's at 100%. So anything that's 100%, it won't take. I don't know why that one particular spot is 100%. None of the rest of the field is, but so we keep cranking in. See, right now, we're doing really good. Okay, so if we get out and check this out, 100%. Look at that. Come over here to where the lime was, 66%. So we're already 100%. Now, for this area that's 66%, or not 60, the area, let's see here. So look, I just made that. Now you see that outside edge is at 66 now. This is 33. So what I do is I get a planter and I put dry granule fertilizer in the planter, and then I plant over this field, and and then that last stage, even if you're not at 100, if we started out the whole field and it's this light blue 33, we lime it, we go back over with this where it's 66%. Then when I plant it with fertilizer in a planter, it makes it 100%. Then after you plant it, you've changed the stage again. You can immediately, when you're done planting, go grab liquid weed control and put it on that field, and it will be 100% done till harvest. You don't have to try to find it in the weeds. You don't have to wait till weeds grow. You don't have to do nothing. It's 100% done until harvest, and it'll be 100% plow. No plow. Don't need plowing. Don't need lime. Don't need thing. Now let me add to this real quick. After you get done harvesting that field, before you touch it, fertilize it, because you harvesting it changed the state of that field. So right as soon as you get done with the combine, you shut the combine off, go grab your fertilizer, whether you're using dry or liquid, and go and run over that field, and it'll take fert. Then you can cultivate or plow, depending. If you've done corn, you're going to have to plow. If you've done potatoes, you got to plow. But if you did wheat or barley or oats, whatever, you can run your cultivator over it, and then you go back again and fertilize it again. Now you're at 66%. Then you plant it with fertilizer, and then you're at 100% again. Then you can go back with weed control. You're 100 done. So you don't have to sit there and keep watching these fields, because when you do get 6-8 fields, it gets confusing. So it's nice that you know every field that's planted is 100% done. There's nothing left to do to it. So that's pretty cool. So, and I'll keep doing this. Let me shut my tractor off. And I want to show you that secret tractor. I promised you the secret tractor. So you are going to get it. So you go to large tractors. This is a mod. You're going to have to find it in the mod thing. But this thing is awesome. Right there. The STX, how do you pronounce that? Steiger? Let's call it Steiger. Okay, this tractor here. $95,000. Now, it does load slow. That's the only thing that kind of scares me about it. It is 275 horse. Not really. It's probably 600 horse. Now, don't let it fool you. You can come down to engine setup. It takes a minute to load. I don't know why. It's just this particular tractor. For $150,000, you can put this, and it's 35 horse. You don't have to do it. It's a glitch in the game. Right here, stock motor 275 is 535 horse. So you literally for $95,000, you might want to change the wheels, and you can put weights on the front, you can put weights on the back. It loads so quick. I don't want to watch. See, I've clicked it. Watch how long it takes to load. So see how long it takes a long time for stuff to add on. But you can put triple duals on it, whatever you want to do. But for $95,000, you can get a 535 horse tractor. How do I know it's 520 or 35 horse? Because I've literally took that tractor as it sits. I've gone down here to, the plows aren't big enough. So disc harrows, cultivators, I've gone through and this thing, I think it's 24 meters. This dude right here requires 500 horse. And it does 24 meters at 9 mile per hour. I have hooked that tractor up. When it says 275 horse, I have hooked that tractor up to that thing and pulled it at 9 mile per hour uphill. No shit. Big, I think it's this one. No, it was another 4. I think it's this one. Pulled it uphill, 9 mile per hour. That's only 12 meters, but it says it needs 480 horse. If that was legit 275 horse. Now, my buddy, he had a What did he have? He had a tractor. I think he had the Class. And it was 400 and some horse. Maybe he had the John Deere. Maybe, I think he might have had this one. This is what he had right here. So my buddy, we were playing multiplayer. He had this R7 series. He went and put the biggest motor on it. He had 41 grand. He's got 300,000 invested in it. 352 horse. Nope. Yeah. Maybe it wasn't that one, because he had one that was... Maybe it was this one. He had the duals on it and everything. He had 4 duals. And front and back. At 352 horse. And my tractor said 275. That was the test. Mine said it was 275 horse. His at 352. That same cultivator, this thing pulled it at 3 or 4 mile per hour. I was pulling it 9 mile per hour uphill. So, yeah, I'm telling you, this is the best deal of the game right here. It is, oh, it sounds good. This tractor sounds amazing. It is mean. It's probably the best sounding tractor in the game, hands down. But this is my ultimate secret. My Christmas gift to you is letting you know that this STX Steiger, we'll call it, is, even though it says 275 horse, it is 535 horse as it sits. Cool. So, other than that, I'm going to finish this field, and once I finish this field, I'll probably end the broadcast. I don't mean hang up now on me, but because who knows, I might have another trick in my bag that might remind me I can come out of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right here. So I got a bunch of tricks in my sleeve, a bunch of tricks. But this is how you get your fields to 100% and weed free before they even hit their first growth cycle. Now, that spot, I don't know why if the field's 100% underneath it, it won't take the lime off. Now you don't have to let, when you plant over that spot will go out of the way. But yeah, it's 100%, that's why, that little spot. Or you can grab your plow before you plant it, you can do it. I mean, there's a way to get rid of it, for sure. 8. So we want to see that little dark line. See this dark line right here? That's about 8, I think. Or maybe it's the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, right there, that dark line. So there's always some kind of difference in it. So I want to put that front wheel right on that front line, or that dark line. Back up. Get cranking. Turn it on. And then you just want to kind of ride that dark line the whole way. Now, believe it or not, I get into some areas where I'm planting trees. I don't know if you've done a lot of that, or if I'm dealing with a field that's already been, almost fully grown and you can't see where you're at. 2 ways you can do it is you got your GPS coordinates down at the bottom. You can lock it in on there. And then I open it, it's going to do that. But I can also open up the map and watch myself fertilize like that and just keep switching back and forth. So, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then when we first started fertilizing this field, I told you I have to count 8 lines over, is basically what I'm trying to do. just to know what the width this 11 meter spreader does. So and I can't, right now, I'm not on my phone or anything like that, so if there's anybody actually watching and listening to me, I'm sorry if I'm not responding to you. I'll get better. This is my second broadcast ever. I don't know if that's, oh, that one went. Let's see if we get, that one I know is 100%, but I'm trying to go on back up with this lot loaded like this. Let's see here. I just want to come over here and click on that and just see if it disappears. Nope. Oh, I lowered this thing. That's why. There we go. I was wondering why I was running a little slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. 8. Here we go. Just right at this black line here. Like I mentioned before, I always start back, set my cruise control, get up to full working speed, click it on, and you'd be surprised on how much product that will save. I mean, fertilizer expensive. I mean, I bought, pallets cost me $5 grand. That's how much I have in the spreader and front bucket. Believe it or not, if you do a lot of fertilization contracts and stuff, those things, you want to conserve as much as you can because it adds up. There's a couple spots that must be already 100%, so. And that white, it's a nuisance, but it will go away once I plant. About this black line right here. I will, this map, I don't know, at the beginning, I was telling you this is kind of a challenge. You can only start out with $100,000. You can't ever borrow money. You can't lease equipment. You can't, you know, whatever you need, you gotta buy it. And so my hands are pretty much tight on this. I do have a lot of fun on the maps. I do a lot of kidding around. I play multiplayer with another friend of mine. I'm pretty good about, you know, doing some. I'm a real serious player, but I do pastime, and we'll do a couple practical jokes on him and stuff that irritate him. So but I think I probably got over 4,000 hours on Farm Simulator 19 alone. So there's not much I haven't experimented with in the game. I showed you at the beginning and just a few minutes ago. Found some pretty neat equipment. I got a list of cool equipment that you can that's good to use. I know a way on this map, and it's not it. See, I mostly try to keep it legit, but I know a way on this map you can crank out about 8,000 a day or 800,000 a day and not have to do anything. And it's not really a cheat. It's kind of, it's a stretch. It's a stretch. I got it turned off because it's just too much of a cheat. Let me get to the end here, and I'll show you. I'll show you what you do. I hate even giving out clues like this because it's just not the way the game was supposed to be intended. But, you know, money's tight, money's hard. I'd rather do this than put government subsidy signs in. And see, I told you, you guys, the ones that hung out ain't going to hear this. Let's go ahead and just call it a cheat. So here it is. And this is the reason why I kind of deleted it or removed it from the mod list. Okay, here's your biostation. Biogas. And if you don't know anything about biogas, you're supposed to put grass in here. You let it sit for 48 game hours. It turns into silage. And then you can either scoop it or use an auger or whatever, and you dump it in this spot. This thing, this counter will go up to 50,000. It does 50,000 liters an hour. So you put 50,000 liters of silage in there, and then it processes it, and then at midnight, you get, now this pays probably 270. If you look at the board, it's not going to tell you, it's not going to show up there as a sell point because I don't own it. But silage, if you see on here, the silage, and that's the mark with the little walls on each side, well, the very last one on the right. Silage at the barn is 108 per 1,000 liters, and the live market straw is $101 per 1,000 liters. So let's just call it $100 per 1,000 liters. So you'll basically make, if you put silage in here and ran this 24 hours a day, you would make, you know, what would be $5,000 an hour. So that's if you ran it in here 24 hours a day. Now the cheat is you can put, if you go to, I can't believe I'm telling you this, if you go to silos, and in the mod section, there's called a viable multi-fruit buying station or whatever. But it's a silo. It looks kind of like this, but you can't dump into it. It don't have the dump. Oh, it won't let me. I was hoping to let me blow it up. It's like this. It looks like this small multi-silo extension, but this one is an actual. It's got an auger on it, and it's a buy point. And pig food, TMR, silage, manure, corn, whatever wheat, oats, anything you want, you can go up to the silo and buy it at a reduced cost. So what you do with this thing is you buy this multi-fruit thing, and it'll let you set it out here. I don't know exactly where. Let's say it'll let you set it, you know, right here. Then what you do, and you point the auger toward the biogas plant. You can get as close as you want. Then you go to, they call them belt systems, but I call them augers. And you go there and you grab, we grab this dude right here. So you buy this dude, and it extends out. It goes double the length. You put the bottom of it, I shouldn't have came off that, I'm sorry. So you put the base of it, the front of it, let's see if it'll let me zoom in, underneath the sell point, and then you put the end of it down here where it dumps into the biogas point. And you can set it on, come over here, and you'll push turn on auger. And it'll come up a menu, what do you want to pump? What do you want to put in there? Well, you could, the trick is manure, because manure is really cheap. And what it'll do, it'll pour like it's filling up your wagon, but it never stops. It just keeps pouring. And it keeps dumping in here. And this will go up to 50,000, then just stops there, and the thing keeps dumping and keeps it at 50,000 for 24 hours. As it pulls it out of silo, for an example, just to show you. Where's this right here? We go to grass. Okay, grass pays $46 at the barn or $51 at the livestock market. So let's just say you're paying $50 for grass, and let's say the biogas plant will charge you or pay you $200 for grass because you're dumping grass in there. So you're making $150 per 1,000 liters. So you're making 15,000 for every 10,000 liters in there, and you're putting 50,000 an hour. You'll make the biogas plant. It only pays at midnight. So whatever you do, that productivity through the day, whatever you do at the end of the day at midnight, at the strike at midnight, you'll get yellow numbers in the top right-hand corner of your biogas income. And I'm going to say, if you put that on manure, and they're pretty proud of manure in this. Look, 178 per liter on the right. That's pretty. You put manure on there because that little viable multi-fruit station pays, sells manure so cheap that, you're making $150 per 1,000, 15,000 for every 10,000, which would be 150,000 for every 50,000. I'm just saying, like you said, it's stupid money. You'll make $800,000 a day, and the only thing you have to do is come over here to this auger, push start, select manure, and turn it on, and then that's it. You just let it run. You go do whatever you want, and you make $800,000 a day. Now, my big thing about it is if you can put a government subsidy sign out or do a cheat like that and make $800,000, why even farm? I mean, there's just nothing left to do if you're sitting there making $800,000 a day. So I'm not against it or whatever, but that's just why I removed it from the game, because it makes it kind of pointless to play. So the only thing I got left now is the plant. And I'm going to get off. I'm not going to get off the PlayStation, but I'll get off the stream because they can only go so long. But I just want to let you know the planter that I'm probably going to go with, because I told you I got, I find some pretty good deals on some stuff. It's 6 meters too, which ain't bad. Is this John Deere right here? 6 meters. It does planting and fertilizing, which is huge, but it's only $6,000. And it comes with ag tires. The only downfall on this thing is transportating. So if you do a lot of sowing contracts or your fields are spread out and you got to take this on the road, there's not a really good way to put it on a trailer. And it's so wide, there's no way to fold it. It's 6 meters wide. It's really tough if you got traffic turned on. That's about the only downfall. And it likes a flat spot. If you got a little dip in the field or something, it'll skip a little bit and you'll have to go out there and back up. But it fertilizes, it seeds, it's $6,000. And it's 6 meters. So there's just a lot of good things about this. And I had one just like it on the farm. The only thing is I had a different tire. I had tires like that. But gotta go with the ag tires. So that's my suggestion. That's the next thing we're going to do, is we're going to plant this field. Like I said, I'm sure you guys don't want to sit here and watch that. When I start a new activity, I'll probably start up another. But we're going to plant this field with fertilizer and seed. And then I got to go, and everything we just did to this field, I got to go do to that field. And this thing, if you notice that's 100%, but some of the areas of the field are at 66%. See right about in here, my outer edges, and then of course this whole section I smoothed out earlier. Up in here should be 66%. Yep, see? Whenever I go over this with a planter with fertilizer in it, my whole entire field is going to be 100%. Then all I have to do is run over it with weed control. I'm not buying a sprayer right now. I just don't have the money to do so. So I'm just going to wait till the weeds. I have till the day of harvest to get rid of these weeds. And when you're in seasons mode on this, dude, I got 12 days to put weed control on this. So I'm not going to, right now, I'm just worried about getting seed in the ground by the end of the night. And I got to do this, repeat this whole process that I did up here on this other field that we created on this hillside, which might take a little longer since I have to climb up and down the hill. So, other than that, I hope you enjoyed the show. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm really new. I promise it'll get better. I'm a very creative guy. I sit and it's like, how can I make it better? How can I make it better? I would like to add the camera to it. I'm getting a PC here in the next week or two. Not because I can't afford it. It's just I was going to wait till first of the year to get one. I need it for my work anyway. So I'm going to do that and might be able to start editing. I'd like to break down instead of having to watch a 2-hour or 4-hour or 6-hour whole streaming section. I would like just to make a personal video on how to do edging on the field. I mean, it looks easy, and people, you just go in landscape mode. No, there's a lot more to edging a field than landscape mode. And then like what we did with the 6-meter trees earlier or whatever, a lot of people are intrigued by that kind of stuff. So, there's a lot of tips and tricks. I got a lot of experience on this game, and I just would like to pass it on to the community. So, thanks for watching. Like I said, subscribe and hopefully catch you another day.